Question here, okay, if they would give you something like this in the test, okay, and you're going, all right, how do I attempt this? Well, what it says first is that f6 equals 0. If that's fx, how would you find out what f6 is? Like, how would you get attempt marks for this question even? Sub it in, okay? Because the difference between f6 and fx is replacing x with a 6. So everybody here should do that every time, okay? So you put in a 6. You don't really know what it's about just yet, but you're going to put in your 6 anyway. And then you're going, when I put in the 6, the answer is 0. Show that C has to be 12. You go to your calculator, you put in your 6 cubed over 3. So 1 second. So the first part is 6 cubed over 3. So you're going to press the fraction button. 6 cubed over 3. Then, what? That doesn't matter for the time being, but thanks. Okay. Okay. What you do here is 6 cubed over 3, okay? And then you have minus 6 squared after that. So press right, minus 6 squared. And then once that's done, you then do minus 8x. So minus 8 times what, guys? 6. And then you can't put C into your calculator, or if you can, it's no use to you. So it's minus 12. So you have minus 12. What is the minus 12? Minus 12 is all of this part here, correct? Now, this minus 12 plus your C equals 0. So what does that mean about C? So, look, I'm expecting everybody to be able to take care of A part 1. You should all get that, okay? You go down to A part 2, and it goes, oh, write down the first derivative. So, anybody tell me how to get the first derivative? How do I know it means first derivative? 1 dash means first derivative, 2 dashes means second derivative, okay? So, differentiate once, we'll go for Josh. So differentiate, how do you differentiate x cubed over 3? Can you tell me? Ignore the 3 at the start, just ignore it. And then just differentiate the top. Yeah. 3x squared over 3, anybody? X squared, okay? Differentiate minus x squared. Sorry? Sam. Differentiate minus x squared. What do we get? Just need to pay attention. Minus. Okay. Differentiate minus 8. X. Minus 8. Differentiate C, and we know C is now the number 12. 0. Okay, we're left with this equation. Now, Nick, how would you do this B part of that then? F dash minus 3.
You put minus 3 for x.
Perfect. Into this one here or this one here? Option A or option B?
Option A.
No.
Option B.
Why though?
You've already done it.
Okay. Let me show you the difference. Okay, it's a good question to be working on here. If I said f minus 3, that means use the f equation that's not differentiated to put in your minus 3. If I use f dash minus 3, it means use the differentiated equation and substitute in minus 3. We got that for future reference? Okay, so what we got to do is, what did we say it was? Minus 3. So minus 3 squared minus 2 times minus 3 minus 8. That's going to be 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 minus 8 gets me 7. That's f dash minus 3 equals 7. What about part, what's the next part? This part here, okay? It now asks me to calculate f of minus 3. Just what we were talking about a second ago, Nick. How would you calculate f of minus 3?
You would put it in the first one.
Put it in the original?
Yeah.
And what happens when you put it in the original?
Minus
3 cubed over 3 minus
Squared.
Squared after that.
Minus 8 minus 3.
After that.
And
Sorry, it's a C value.
C.
Plus, and C is 12, okay? You put that into your calculator. You're going to get 9. You're going to get a minus 9. You're going to get a plus 24. And you're going to get a plus 12. The answer is 36. What point is definitely on our graph? When x is minus 3, what's the y value? We just did it there. 36. You can check your calculator function if you want. Okay? So the answer for this is 36. Find the equation of the tangent at x equals minus 3. Let's figure this out, okay? Now, what did I tell you guys? Equation. What is a tangent? To pick up marks, what is a tangent?
Where intersects the curve.
What type of object is a tangent? A straight line is a tangent, okay? Now, given that you know that a straight line is a tangent, what would be an equation of a tangent? What is it the same as? Equation of a line. So to get a temp marks in even, okay? What you're going to do first and foremost is you're going to write down the formula for the equation of a line. Does that make sense? Equation of tangent, same thing as equation of a line. Y minus y1 equals m bracket x minus x1. It says x has to be minus 3. Yeah? You have to have a point. So we have a curve and we're told specifically that the point has to be what? What does the point have to be? It has to be where x is minus 3. Have we already found out what is the y value when x is minus 3? So what's the y value? 36, okay? Sorry guys, just one thing there. That is actually a minus 9. Excuse me. And that means it's actually minus 9 is minus 18. Minus 18 plus 24 is minus 6. It should be 18. So it's actually minus 318. Sorry. Now, what happens there, guys, is that's minus 318. Okay? It's just a calculator error, not a system error. Okay? Now, we have the point on the line. So to get marks without getting the slope, how would you get marks without getting the slope? Sub in x1 and y1, and you're going to get y minus 18 equals, what's x minus minus 3? Stop that. X minus minus 3? X plus 3. Now, only thing we have left to find is what? Slope. What did I tell you guys is the slope in differentiation? No. Sorry? That's right for the equation of a line. You're right. So if I had the equation of a line, that's the slope of the equation. The slope would be 2. But in all these differentiation questions, what do I write? Slope equals what? The y dx, okay? So the slope is the first derivative, okay? Slope is equal to the first derivative, okay? Now lads, what is the first derivative? We did it earlier. Do you remember we did the first derivative? What was it? We have it here. X squared minus 2x minus 8. To find the slope, what do we need to replace x with? Minus 3. Have we already done this?
Yeah.
It's already done here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's 7. So the slope is 7. Multiply it out. 7x plus 21. Bring the 18 over to your side. Now Mick, this is what you were talking about. If I asked you for the slope of this line, what would you tell me it is? The number that comes in front of the x. So it'd be 7 there, okay? So it starts off with, what is the slope of the x-axis? Well, pick any 2 points on the x-axis. It'd be really easy. 1, 0 and, I don't know, 4, 0. Would you agree that the two of these are on the x-axis?
Yeah.
It technically has no slope, does it?
No.
Because it's neither going up nor down. Now let's prove it has no slope. What? I understand that. But in case you forget which one it is, you can do this in a test. You can say slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Are you listening? It's 0 minus 0 all over 4 minus 1. What's 0 over 3? Sam, 0 over 3 is 0. So hence the slope of the x-axis is 0. Okay, there's nothing to it. Now, what it says next is show that the tangent of the curve at the point where x equals 1 is parallel to the x-axis. What does parallel to the x-axis mean? What slope should it have? Shh. It says parallel to the x-axis, which means it should have the same slope as the x-axis, which means it should have a slope of 0. Okay? Now, what we have here, guys, is what do I say the slope is in differentiation? I told you this a couple of times already. It's the first derivative. If you haven't differentiated in the question, you haven't done it right. So what happens when you differentiate it? 2x minus 2. Now, are you given the slope, or are you asked to show what the slope is? You have to find the slope, okay? So what is the x value they give us? 1. 2 times 1 minus 2? 0. Is that what we're asked to show? That the slope is 0?
Yeah.
How do you know that for sure? Because it says that it has to be parallel to the x-axis, it has to be 0. Now, for what value of x is the tangent of the graph? For what value of x is the tangent of the graph parallel to the x-axis? What is the once again? What is the slope formula for any what's the formula for the slope for any curve? What you need to do?
X dy dx.
So it's parallel to the x-axis. If it says the words parallel to the x-axis, what does that mean? Shh. If it says the words parallel to the x-axis, what does that mean?
It means it runs alongside.
And it means the slope is equal to 0. Get the slope. How do you get the slope in this question? You
Find this.
differentiate.
Yeah.
You always differentiate to find the formula of the slope,
Yeah.
which is 2x minus 6.
Yeah.
And it says that this has to be equal to 0. Bring it over to your side.
2x equals 6.
X equals
6 divided by 2.
3. That's question 9 done. Okay? So